Good evening friends, you are most welcome to Think Eyes channel. Today we are going to discuss Practicing Anthropology by MAAN IGNOU, and our topic is two common action research methods, RRA and PRA. RRA means Rapid Rural Appraisal and PRA means Participatory Rural Appraisal. Rapid Rural Appraisal RRA and Participatory Rural Appraisal PRA are two methods of research which are applied by investigators and practitioners in the field, especially in the rural areas. These methods are used by people with several specialized skills or who are knowledgeable about different areas of study. That is, they are multidisciplinary, and this is a major feature of such research. These methods help in the attainment of fresh data about rural way of life and thus assist in creating new hypotheses about the same. The researchers involve themselves in studying particular concerns or problems which are based on the objectives of their research. Thus, in RRA and PRA, investigation is done by a group of people together who work as a team, who are well versed in different specialty areas. The team of practitioners works in a close collaboration with community members, involving them in all aspects of the collection and analysis of information. Data collection is conducted with methods and techniques which are done with the assistance and active involvement of the inhabitants of the rural areas under study. In this regard, RRA and PRA both tend to fall on the qualitative, more participatory side of the research method matrix. Thus, PRA and RRA are efficient and cost-effective tools for practitioners. Triangulation is the core methodological principle in RRA and PRA, which refers to using more than one techniques or resource of information and source of information to cross-check answers. Grandstaff and Lovelace, 1987. That is, it compares and complements information from different sources or gathered in different ways. Triangulation brings the diversification of perspectives that comes about when a set of issues is investigated by a diverse multidisciplinary team using multiple tools and techniques with individuals and groups of people who represent the diversity of the community. Advantages: RRA and PRA provide the following advantages to the practitioners. In gaining knowledge gradually with the use of adaptable techniques and by validating them. A reversal of learning where practitioners learn from rural people. Offsetting biases by being relaxed and not rushing. Bias possesses the biggest impediment to collecting information that accurately reflects the local reality. Rapid rural appraisal versus participatory rural appraisal. RRA developed in the 1970s. This turned out to be a process which was effectual and easy on the pocket for the researchers who came to study the agricultural structure of life. However, the PRA research method only developed a decade later in the 1980s. This is with the inclusion or use of the word participation and participatory in the RRA technique. RRA technique concludes with the creation of a report at the end of the investigation process to collaborate the findings. This information can then be used in a variety of ways, including project design, improvement of an ongoing project, revision of national policies, etc. PRA does not end with the documentation of the research findings, but the data collected is utilized by the community studied to use in newer plans in their areas. More importance in PRA is given to the entire process of collecting data along with the information gathered. This assists in the association of the community with the researchers in planning and making decisions. While RRA is a distinct and isolated study, a PRA is a lengthy development that continues for 6 months or years. This is because communities in the process build their own expertise to address their concerns, evaluate possibilities, and accordingly conduct activities for their benefit. So we may say that PRA allows people from rural areas to communicate, improve, and examine their facts of life and situation, which help them to strategize and act. Difference between RRA and PRA. Ideal objectives: RRA, learning by outsiders, gather baseline information, monitor and evaluate. PRA, empowerment, capacity development of locals. In case of outsiders role, RRA investigator, PRA facilitator. In case of predominant mode, RRA elective, extractive, PRA facilitating, participatory. In case of longer term outcomes, RRA plans, projects, publications, PRA sustainable local action and institutions. In case of key resource earlier overlooked, RRA local people's knowledge and PRA local people's capabilities it focuses on. In case of time period, RRA isolated and distinct studies which is usually a week long. In case of PRA, continues throughout the existence of the project, generally starts with the training and preliminary examination of situation. This is done within a period of 10 days and leads to community action plan. In case of main users, RRA aid agencies and universities, PRA NGO government field organization. RRA and PRA tools. The following tools are mostly used by practitioners while carrying out PRA and RRA. First, focus group discussion discussed above. Second, resource mapping. Third, social mapping. Resource mapping. Resource mapping is a method used to gather data and strategies on the manifestation, dispersal, entry and application of resources around the economic and cultural sphere of a community. The practitioners do resources mapping as an effective ice-breaking exercise as well as a tool to investigate the knowledge of the people about their own locality, their resources and their spatial distribution. Resources mapping assist researchers and communities generate qualitative and quantitative information, identify valuable resources, ensure that everyone has access to the resources they need, avoid duplication of services and resources, enhance services, identify flexible funding strategies, use data to make informed decisions, cultivate new partnerships and relationships. Resource mapping should be operated at the start of a community-based action. However, rapport should be built before this with the community. Knowledge on the social structure of the participating community is a prerequisite for the practitioner. This is to be taken into consideration as the community may view distribution of assets, their uses and entry as delicate concern. Social mapping. The presentation of information related to village design, social setup, demography, language, religion, economy and other social issues is denoted as social mapping. The practitioner do the social mapping to get an overview of the socio-economic aspects. It also tells us about the social atmosphere and how people fit into it. It is thus an imagery or graphic depiction of a social network. Social mapping has been applied by practicing anthropologists by and large to map out and understand the association or links between populations or communities they study. It is today used as an effective tool, especially on the internet, to promote, advertise, build connections, and research the processes by which online human groups communicate with each other. People associated with networking locations like Twitter and Facebook factually fit themselves into a social map and exploit their varied offerings. Thank you very much.